All right, look what we have here. We got a new Lymow One Plus robot mower. On this video, we're going to be talking about Lymow customer service. I'm going to do an unboxing of the Lymow One Plus. This is actually my second Lymow. Had to send one back a few weeks ago. So we're going to talk about the experience I had with customer service. We're going to do an unboxing. I'm not going to show you the setup. There's plenty of videos out there with setups, tells you how to do it. Sorry, when my neighbors came down on the four-wheeler and seen me out here, so they sped up, made it louder. We're not going to do the setup. There's plenty of videos out there with setups and how to set it up and map it and all that. But we're going to talk about customer service and my experience. So stay tuned. So I had Lymow for about 5 weeks. And the first 5 weeks, first 4.5 weeks were great. You could not ask for a better lawnmower. I mapped him, he mowed, no problems. And then all of a sudden, started getting bumper jams, charging problems. Now, I never had the overheating problem that a lot of people are having. But it got to the point where the mower wouldn't function coming off of the charging station. So I sent an email out to customer service. I got a response back within 12 hours. I explained to them what I was seeing, and they gave me some steps to try to resolve the issue, and was not able to do that. So they then asked me to make a video of the problems that I was having, and I'll put a link to that video, on this side or this side, of the problems I was having. And I was having similar problems that you see on the internet everybody else was having. So I made the video, I posted the video, and 12 hours later, a nice lady named Emily sent me an email. She apologized for the inconvenience and said that she would send me a return label within 24 to 48 hours. 4 hours later, I received the return label from Emily, and I was able to, it came with instructions on how to box it up and ship it back and drop it off at FedEx, and I had a return label. Well, for me, I live in the country, so closest FedEx for me is an hour away. And usually UPS is the biggest packaging people that we have in our area. But what I found out was Walmart and FedEx, excuse me, have combined, and there's actually FedEx stores inside Walmarts now. And I did not know that. So I called FedEx at Walmart. I told them what I had. And they said as long as it's 120 pounds under and the box had to be a certain dimension, bring it in, you're good. So on the return label, I wish I had a picture of it, but it had the weight of the box, it had all the measurements. So I took it in, I dropped it off on July 16th. So they gave me the receipt, I took a picture of it, I sent it to Emily, and she said, Randy, as soon as we receive it back, we will ship you out a new one. So it took 6 days to go from Virginia to California, and I tracked it. I kept track of where it was, what was going on with it. So it was 7 o'clock East Coast time. What would that make it? 4 o'clock California time. I get an email saying it's been delivered. So I took a screenshot of it, and I immediately emailed it to Emily. And what I've realized is customer service for Lymow is in Japan or China, because you get answers late in the evening on the East Coast time up to 3, 4 a.m. But I sent that to her. It was lunchtime our time. So sitting watching TV, 10 o'clock, boom, I hear an email come in. And she said, yes, the warehouse received it. We'll be shipping you out a new one. I alerted the warehouse. So I emailed Emily back and I said, I've seen a lot of horror stories on YouTube and I've read a lot on the internet to where it's taken a month to 2 months for people to get replacements. I said, I bought your product to mow my grass, and I'm not going to wait a month or two to receive a new Lymow One Plus. And she emailed me back. She said, I understand. I'll get back with you. 4 hours later, I had an email with a tracking number that my Lymow One Plus had been shipped. So that was on the 16th of July. Yesterday, I received it on the 28th. So that's a week and a half, 2 weeks. That's a great turnaround. So it looks like Lymow is listening to the customers and really trying to improve their customer service. Emily has been a dream to work with. Now, I hope she sees this video because I want to thank her. I thanked her a lot through the emails. But it looks like, from my perspective, now I stayed on top of it. And 2 weeks later, I got a brand new Lymow. So we're going to unbox him. We're going to set him up. You'll see the unboxing. We're going to set him up. I am going to do the firmware update this time on the setup. Now, if he gets out there and he's running perfectly fine and I'm not having any mapping problems, I'm not having bumper issues, I'm not having charging problems, I will not update the firmware again, probably till next summer. Because it seems like when that firmware update came out is when I started having bumper jams and charging problems and excuse me, and other issues where I wasn't having it until I did that firmware update. So we're going to unbox him, we're going to set him up, we're going to do the first firmware update that's part of the setup, and then if he's mowing fine, I'm not having any problems, like I said, I'm not going to update him again until next summer. So, okay, I need to get a little drink, my throat's drying out, so we'll be back in a second. I had to adjust my camera a little bit too. But again, before we get into the unboxing, and again, there's a lot of videos out there for the unboxing, I do want to thank Emily again, because she was amazing. And to have a turnaround of a product in 2 weeks from California, to me, is impressive. So I believe Lymow is listening to us and their customers, and they're really trying to improve things. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a weekly update on how he's doing and all that. And I'm going to, I bought a little notebook. And I'm going to write stuff in there, ideas that I have of what I want to do with Lymow and different things. So look for those weekly updates. So for the unboxing, got nice instructions, tells you how to set it up, how to place your RTK unit. I had mine off the side of my deck and it worked really well. So we'll lay that down there. Stick that in my pocket so it doesn't blow across the yard. User manual. Take the time to read this manual. You can watch a lot of Lymow reviews on the internet. Some reviews are correct, some aren't. So if you can sit down and watch TV for an hour or two, you can read through this manual. You'll learn a lot about the robot and how to set it up and clean him and maintenance him and things of that nature. So take the time to go through the user manual and get it all figured out. So it comes with a nice long charging cable. It comes with the, if you want to put the RTK unit in the ground, I don't recommend that. because any movement of the RTK system can really affect your map and how Lymow can get lost or stuck. So just a little bit of movement can throw him off inches. So I don't recommend putting this in your yard. It has to be away from your house as well, so it's going to be out in your yard. I would hook it to the side of your deck, to the side of your house, to the side of a building. So you got plenty of cable to hook the RTK up. It comes with mounting hardware to put on your house. Here's the RTK antenna itself. Now make sure there's a plastic film on the plastic. Make sure you peel that off. And the other thing I'm going to recommend, and I learned this the first time because I had to take it back down. Hold on, I'm going to open this up. I'll be right back. I opened it up so you can see it. But one of the mistakes I made is I mounted everything. In order to bind this to the Lymow lawnmower, you have to take a picture. You have to scan this QR code. So if it's up on your roof or it's up on a deck where you can't reach it, you're climbing a ladder. So get an extra phone, take a picture of that QR code. And that way during the setup, you got it on the other phone, and you can take a picture of it and bind them together. If not, you're climbing back up on your roof or taking an antenna down or something of that nature. But I do recommend that you get it out in the open, so there's nothing, no trees or nothing blocking it, so you get a good signal. Now it comes with the 2 ground poles for the RTK. I don't recommend putting this in the ground. I recommend that you put it up on your house or on a stationary fixture like a deck or a building or something, so that antenna doesn't move at all. And they supply you excuse me, and they supply you with a mounting kit and screws, so you can fasten it to the side of your house or a deck. This is the way I recommend that you do it, so you get the best signal and no movement. And then this is the little Wi-Fi antenna that hooks onto the RTK. And then you got a separate power cord for the RTK antenna. It also hooks to the charging base. The RTK does, but for me, my Lymow is docked on the other side of the house. That's where it's going. And because I have clear vision on this side of the sky, the RTK system will be on the side of my deck where I had it before. So I will be using this. It goes up underneath my deck. I run the lines, plug it in, and we're good. Bind it to Lymow, and everything goes well. So we will be using that. And I should have said this in the beginning, but I'm not sponsored by Lymow. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. And when you're paying that much money for a robot lawnmower, you want it to work right. I have reviewed other robot mowers out there, and they all have their quirks and unique things and software updates and this and that. Here comes the wind. But this is new for Lymow. This is their 2nd generation. So there's going to be some learning and some pains and updates. That's all part of owning a robot lawnmower. So, get this off of here. There he is. Nice new. No scratches. It looks great. Now, he does weigh 71 pounds. He is heavy. The total combined weight of everything and shipping is 118 pounds. but he's 71, 77 pounds just by himself. So I'm going to pause the video and struggle to get him out of here. I don't want you to see that. And then we'll come back in a minute once I struggle with him to get him out of this container. So we'll be right back. Yeah, he's a heavy little guy. There we go. This is a chore. He's heavy. I wish he was down low. I could pick him up. This is gonna be some fun. I'll be right back. Tell you what, that was a chore. He is a heavy boy. So make sure you get some help lifting him. So I got the 10 amp charger. I got 2.2 acres that the first Lymow was managing and taking very good care of. So I got the 10 amp charger. One of the reasons I bought a Lymow compared to the other robot lawnmowers is Lymow comes with real blades that can be resharpened and they're easy to change. A lot of the robot lawnmowers out there have those little razor blades, and I've seen a lot of problems online where grass will get stuck between the blade and the disc and it's not cutting correctly, and there's a lot of maintenance with that. So the only maintenance I had to do with this was keep the outside clean, clean out where the blades are, and all that. So I'm happy to have a Lymow back. This is the charging station. I told you the RTK had its own place where you can plug it in. That's this cable right here. So if you want to put it all together, you want to run the extra power pack, you can plug your RTK system right into this, as long as they're in close proximity to each other. And then that's the power cord. Like I said, I got the 10 amp charger, which takes it 90 minutes to recharge. Instead. Again, want to thank Emily for everything she did for me. Again, to get this turned around in 2 weeks and have a brand new one from California to here is amazing, because I've seen the horror stories and read them on the internet. So again, it looks like customer service is stepping up. They're getting better. So that's all the unboxing. We're going to do a video. There's a flap there. We're going to do a video on this flap and how to change the blades and how to keep them clean. It's waterproof, but for me, I wouldn't spray water on him. Maybe a spray bottle, maybe water here, but I definitely wouldn't spray water under this deck. I wish it was hooked up so I could raise it up and show you. But I've seen videos out there where people bring Lymow back, he's done mowing, and they raise the deck up, they take a water hose and they squirt it and all that, and the deck's hot, the bearings on the blades are hot, and what happens is that seal on the bearing being hit with that cold water will ruin the seal on that bearing. And then you get a whining noise and it doesn't want to cut right, and then you're replacing a bearing. So really think and really read the instruction booklet, user manual, on how to care for this product. You spend a lot of money, take care of it. I mean, I wouldn't take and go spend the money I spent on this and take a riding tractor and run it through rocks and stones and see what I can do to make it fail. Now maybe if Lymow sent it to you so they can get videos from you and that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you're paying the money that you're paying for this, take care of it like you would your riding tractor or regular lawnmower. You know, don't try to abuse it, don't run it over sticks. I mean, when I know he's going to be in a certain area that day, I go out and make sure things are cleaned up and picked up. So he doesn't get anything jammed in the deck and anything broken. So, and it is electronic, so moisture does play in a part. I know it's rated for rain and all that, but when we get to the blade changes in the deck part, and I wish I could get that deck up, but I don't want to force it. There's actually areas, I think it's right in this area on both sides, and you can actually see motors up in there. And there's motors in here for the Omni wheels, and then right here in the center there's a little computer with a heat sink. So I think he's rated for rain and weather this way, but not underneath of it. So really pay attention to what you're doing when you're cleaning this part. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate that too. I'll be doing more videos on Lymow and a few other projects that I have going on. So like always, I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, take care. I want to take a minute and thank you for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Until next time, take care.